Hey guys, happy Sunday to everybody. Look at this little baby girl here. She is just hanging out on the changing table. And I decided that today it's a super hot day, like as in it's probably in the mid 80s, I would say, and super humid. So I've already been outside this morning and early afternoon just to kind of enjoy my lunch outside, and then I realized how warm it is. It is super warm. I'm not going to complain though, because I believe this is going to be like the last hurrah of our summer in my area, so I'm going to enjoy it and not complain about it. But I figured it was a great day to just leave Monroe in a diaper. I very rarely just leave this baby in a diaper because, you guys, I don't know. You would think I'd want to, because I love seeing her skin. Like, I really love seeing all of her amazing coloring and details, and the silicone is just so beautiful. I call it skin because to me she looks like she's got skin. And so I decided to put on this cute little diaper. This is actually a little Joey, and this is one of their limited edition prints. And I just recently saw that more prints have come out in some really pretty colors. I don't normally leave the little Joeys on her for too long because I feel like they're a little snug around her legs. And so I kind of love how it looks, and it fits her. And if this were a real living baby, it would fit her perfectly because it wouldn't leak because it fits really snug around her legs. But because it's silicone we're talking about, that's where I worry a little bit, because see how nice and snug that is. I mean, I can easily put my finger in there and maneuver around, but it's more about the diaper leaving like an imprint on her that I worry about. Because see, on a real baby, that's how you'd want to have it. Yeah, but that's exactly how you'd want a newborn fit diaper to be on your newborn baby. But look at her. She's just so sweet, you guys. I love this baby so much. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I love her. And, you know, I just like to enjoy spending time with her. So if you don't know, she does not have armatures in her arms, but she is very poseable. Her arms are floppy and bendy enough where they stay put, usually where I put them, depending on her mood. So I'll put them up by her face. I'll put them down by her legs. I mean, it really just depends on my mood and what I love, you know, across her body, and they stay put. They don't flop back, which is one of the things I actually like about this particular silicone. And I don't know if Claire's latest silicone moves in that way, because she changes her formula and it does alter how I think the silicone feels and bends and moves on its own. And so it's hard to tell because I think all of her newer ones have armatures in their arms, at least from like they're in the elbow, so she leaves them free so that they can move their arms, their shoulders up and down. But I've always said this from the start when I got her. People always asked me, do you wish she had armature? And I'm like, no. And I stay true to that statement. I do not wish that this doll had any armature in her. I find that I worry about armatures. I've said this before. I worry about armatures. I worry about them breaking because they can break. I know that newer armatures are made with a little bit different material than the older ones, but still, it's just something that I would worry about. And because she's so poseable, I don't need them. The only difference is when I pick her up that there is more flop to her arms when you pick her up. But if you pick her up in the way that I do, they don't flop all over the place, so it doesn't look unnatural. But same with her little legs. I've never wanted or even had an urge to get like armature in the legs. I think that she is actually quite poseable. If I take the diaper off, her legs actually, I can bend them and they'll stay up, but the diaper helps kind of push them down a little bit. This one actually will lay right up across her little, like as if she were in the womb if I take the diaper off, but I can't show you guys because I can't show girly bits. But the minute I take her diaper off, this leg literally just kind of lays right across her lower abdomen, and this one will stay up as well. But it just kind of falls a little bit downward with the diaper on. I think it just kind of pushes against the top of the leg to make it force down a little bit. But, you know, people are still bothered by this leg. I love this little leg. I love that her little leg is up because she's awake. She's not a sleeping baby. I would expect her to have limbs that are moving and look like she's a moving baby. And with this, the way she is, she looks like she's been moving around, like, and that's how a little newborn would do. They would draw their little legs up and they'd kind of wiggle around. And I love that about her. I just think that she is just the cutest little thing. Watch her little arm move back. Also, one of the most fun things about this silicone is that it has such cool movement. Let's move our fingers and let her kind of... It is the fun of the silicone, guys. We all like to watch our silicone babies, how they move, how they feel. It's just, I play so much because she's so bendable. And I think that's the addiction for me. It's like the craving to have that feeling of this amazing, squishy medium, you know. It's just, it's beautiful. I think that when silicone came into the dolly world, we were all kind of like, whoa, not sure what we think about that. And there are some older collectors. I still know of some collectors that have no urge to have a silicone. They've tried it, didn't like it, something about it really bothered them, or just they didn't care for the feel of it. I was the opposite. I was very cautious going into silicone. But then once I had one, I was immediately addicted because my first silicone, I believe it wasn't Claire's. Trying to remember which doll was my very, very first. Oh, I hate when I can't remember the name of an artist. Oh, it's gonna kill me. I believe my second silicone doll was by Claire Taylor, and it was a friend of mine that had suggested, because she had bought a couple of Claire Taylor's dolls, and there was like one of her first dolls that came out, and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna check it out, because I'd already had the one and I really liked it. And once I had Claire's silicone, literally I was hooked, because there was something about her silicone that was different, because the matting was done so well. There were no shiny spots, and she was just so meticulous about the details of the fingernails. She's always had like the best, beautiful, detailed, beautifully manicured looking fingernails, and the detail on the fingers. And just because one thing I can tell you is that from the start, Claire's dolls have always been very meticulous and clean and neat. When I say that, what I mean by it is that when they come out of the mold, the fingers are perfectly shaped. They don't have funny bits hanging off of them. They're not rough looking. They're very precise, versus other artists really struggled with the molding process early on, and the fingers and toes looked very messy. And you could tell it was a rough looking doll. Claire never went through that. Claire's always had very, very clean, meticulous fingers, toes, hands, feet. The features have always been just spot on. And because I'm OCD, I'm a sucker for tiny, tiny details. Like, I can look at some of the other artists' dolls and appreciate them from afar, but then after having them and then seeing them in person and looking at their details up close and in person, I was not impressed. But with Claire's, I've always just been wowed by the amazing attention to detail that she has been able to accomplish. So yeah, it's really cool. I love how silicone has evolved over the years. I love that we just, they look like she looks like a living baby. Like, I just love that she just is just beautiful. She can fool people. I love that when my other half brings people to our house, he wants me to show them my dolls, and it really freaks them out because they fool people. It really kind of makes them go, holy crap. You know, these look like it's a living baby waiting to cry or coo or make a sound. And it's great. It's a lot of fun. Look at that baby. That little leg up. Those little toes. Those little feet. Those little newborn feet. Love her. Yep. I love her. Love her to bits. And she's still got her little bow in her hair. I really like it. Just adds a little bit of a feminine touch. But there's my baby girl today. We're just going to hang out because it's warm outside. We're just going to hang out in a diaper today. She says, hi, aunties. And this tummy. This little tummy, I swear to God. This little tummy. She does not have the squishy core tummy, but she does have a nice squishy tummy. It's actually quite soft. But I feel like hers protrudes out and is less like wide. It has less width than compared to the other babies in her edition tend to be a little bit more wide and less protruding. I think hers protrudes more because it's not the soft core. And I don't mind that at all. I think they're cute both ways. And this little belly button. This little belly button. It's just so realistic. Everything about this baby I just love. It speaks to me. The sculpt just speaks to me. Baby girl. So anyways, guys, I'm glad you all enjoyed yesterday's video. The second one, well, both videos got really great comments, but the second one about the rude comments, like, I just couldn't help but share it with you guys because it's so funny to me, the things that people will leave comment-wise under my videos sometimes, and it just kind of makes me laugh. And I always like to share some of the things that give me a giggle here and there. Because if you're experiencing this and you tend to have like a little bit, if you tend to feel a little bit more upset by comments, I don't want people out there to feel like they're the only ones that this is happening on channels, because it happens so frequently on random videos of mine, usually older ones, not the newer ones that have more views on them for sure. Not always though, it's kind of weird, but I do get a lot of really quirky, weird comments, and they don't bother me at all. That's why I share them and I'm able to laugh about it. But I know for some people, especially if you're newer to making videos and newer to YouTube, you may feel a little bit more sensitive about things like that. But I want you to know that it's very normal to have those weird comments pop up on videos here and there, and you should definitely not take them to heart. I totally do not. They do not bother me. And like I said, I find them quite entertaining. Hence why I love to share them with you guys. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my little baby girl here, because I just love her to death. It is a cute diaper on her, I have to say. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Usually she's just wearing her white one. I like to leave the white one on her because it fits her the best. It's a little more loose. But if it were a living baby, I wouldn't leave the other one on her because she'd have leaks. Because it'd be too loose around her little legs. But there she is. She says, "You're poking at me, Mom." Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Just kind of hanging out today, checking in with you guys. Just wanted to say hello. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. And Monroe and I will see you all very soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.